What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 85 of the weekly comic wrap up, the show where we run through the FOC selections of the week by Lefteros, and then we bring you the market reports, looking at books that sold throughout the week on the market, and we wrap it up with the hot topics. And we're gonna have some fun with the hot topics today. But before we get into the show, before I bring on my amazing guest, I saw, guys, King Khan was going on over in Jersey. Looks like it was a lot of fun. So shout out to everybody who was at King Khan. Saw a lot of posts, a lot of cool pickups. Looked like almost everybody was there. Lots of cool vendors, lots of YouTubers. So shout out to everybody who was there this weekend. And one more shout out, I have to mention Love for Comics, guys. Last week's show was so much fun. Had a blast. Nothing but positivity, good times. Love for Comics. Guys, if you missed it, you missed a good show because we were doing some live pack rips. 3 giveaways took place last week. So shout out to everybody who won. But the conversation for those packs, blind packs in general, doesn't end there, guys. We're going to dive into that in just a second with the guy who is sitting backstage. You've seen him a few times on this channel, always brings some amazing insights. And get ready because tonight he's actually got a few things he wants to talk about with the MCU. So we'll talk and dive into that, guys. Tonight we got Chia Pet. Chia, what's up?
What's up, chat? How you guys doing?
Dude, I am excited that the chat's here, that you're here. There's a lot to talk about. You've been busy, bro. I feel so bad for you. Guys, Comic Legion just celebrated 1 year of being in existence. You guys have been doing YouTube shows. You've been doing live claim sales for New Comic Book Day every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And, Monday, you guys gave away not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, 40 giveaways.
Wednesday. Sorry. Last week we had
Wednesday.
The Monday show, the regular scheduled Monday show, and then we had our 1 year anniversary show where everybody who was there didn't buy. Everybody who was there got something given to them, gifted to them for all their support.
It was all big stuff too. It wasn't just like little things. You guys were giving away ratios to books. You were giving away signed slabs, CGCs. I don't know what happened.
It was a few. It was a few of those. We were listen. People have supported us throughout this year.
Yep.
And any little thing we could give back, we'd like to do that to spread the love, especially after like seeing Love for Comics last week, just literally, putting us all to shame. So I guess we had to step up our game. But it wasn't only the things we gave away. I mean, the prices that we gave on a lot of those ratios that we had were pretty good steals as well. So, but yeah, we are very happy to give back, and we're happy that we have such a strong community. Many of them from this show. I mean, you're always singing our praises, and we really appreciate that. And a lot of special guests popped in. Alex jumped in for the first time. I think it was cool to see him there. It was great. We had a good time.
No, it's funny because it's actually hosted by Lefteros, guys. So like Lefteros is there doing his thing as well. He's, hosting the show, and it's funny because a lot of people that tune in for the first time are like, wow, I didn't think he was gonna sound this gangster or whatever. Like, it's so funny.
He's very confident, and rightfully so, in his knowledge. Yeah. So he may come off a little bit as a little gangster. But yeah, I'm lucky enough to be Lefteros' brother. So we host I'm the hand model, as George Costanza aspired to be.
Yep.
The hands. Terry's the brains of the operation.
You literally could have been. I told you have blackjack dealer skills that are out of this world. Yeah, you were dropping books and pulling them off the table, dropping books. You were going crazy, but it was a great show. So props to you guys. Shout out to Comic Legion. Now, I want to just share something else with you guys. I was talking blind packs. I don't know if you guys saw the Battle Beast that was on FOC just this past week. Basically, the Invincible Universe Battle Beast #1. you guys saw that there were the blind packs as well, right? There's a pack in there, and what's pretty cool about these packs is you have no idea what you're gonna get in it, right? It's a blind bag variant, and like you can pull ratios, you can pull whatever out of these. Now, Comic Legion is doing something really cool for this. It's actually releasing on May 14. So that means the May 12th show for Comic Legion, you can go and check out the YouTube. They actually are going to be doing a ridiculously discounted price for those packs. And you get to do the rips on stream with them to see exactly what you get. If you want to keep it blind, well, then you're going to pay the regular price for it. But if you want the discounted price, well, they'll do the live rip. And if you guys get a ratio, you get a ratio. Whatever it is, it's going to be fun times.
Yeah. Just so everybody knows, you could get a 1 in 1,000 in there. I mean, I think maybe even the 1 in 2,000, but don't quote me on that one. But any ratio, the 1 in 100, 1 in 10, 1 in 20, 1 in 25, it could be any one of those ratios are in there. Plus, I believe there may be 3 or 4 chasers as well, meaning that they're not available in the ratio and they're just available in the blind packs. So there are chasers and the ratios in there, and we will be giving a chance to anybody who's watching to get the a pack of 6, I believe, at a severely discounted price. The only catch to the severely discounted price bundle is we are live ripping them for everybody to see. So the last segment of the show is gonna be ripping the blind packs open for everybody who was there at a great price. We open them. We have this beautiful hand model here, opening and showing off the books that everybody gets, and hopefully a lot of our customers end up getting some of those ratios and some of those. Chasers even better. Like, we want everybody to get a chance to get those things and want to share as a community the joy of it, right? Like, we want everybody to pull those things. We want everybody to get a chance to see what everybody else is getting, and it's, I think, a really fun look. I think Skybound in the last year and a half since Energon came up, and even before with Kirkman's always doing this kind of stuff. Remember when he did Solid Blood? He just randomly sent it out there. He stopped Walking Dead after he solicited 3 other issues. So all that kind of stuff, they're always being creative with the consumer. So we want to be able to have our consumers partake in that. We want that segment to be fun and everybody to have a great time. So hopefully people tune in, jump in on some of this fun stuff, and everybody gets a couple of ratios and chasers.
Yeah,
the blind packs.
Yeah, the 1 in 2,000. Imagine that. But there's
if it's pulled, it's pulled. I mean, just so people know that if it's the 1 in 1,000, I don't believe it's signed. So that's just so you guys can know. It's not going to be. We're not going to be. So it's going to be the one that's raw kind of thing.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun time, guys. The link is in the description of this video.
Oh, one second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Also, another thing to tempt the audience to jump in, that segment's going to be hosted by none other than Black Crown. So he, you know what? It's going to be the last segment, so that the children will be put to bed. There'll be no excuse. We're going to make him work overtime. The way he makes us work overtime, the guests, we're making him be the guest and the host at that time. So we're going to bring his skills, which, in my humble opinion, well, who am I kidding? It's not humble. In my obviously over-exaggerated and arrogant opinion, he is the best in the business. And that's why he continues to grow and everybody notices. And that's why people, the industry standard like Covrprice, are asking to work with him, because he's legit awesome. And now let's go on the show. I already kissed ass to the host enough. Now we could go and start arguing soon.
I honestly appreciate the kind words, but
I wouldn't be on here.
I'm glad this is live, because normally our conversations don't go this way. Like nowhere close.
No, listen. It's because there's strangers in the thing in the chat.
You're being nice in front of public, because normally we roast the shit out of each other. That's
no. But I'm also gonna get. I'm roping him in for. It's the free work that I'll make you do on May 12th. I know what I'm doing. I'm buttering you up for the May 12th hosting.
That's all it is, bro. You're just buttering me up, but I appreciate it.
We always have an excuse, a reason.
Yeah, no, I'm going to host it. It's going to be fun, man. I can't wait to do the live pack rips with you guys. But anyways, let's get into the show. I see the chat here. I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. we are going to dive right into the FOC selections of the week by Leftero. So, Chia, as I do every week, you ready?
Always.
Let's go. All right, boys and girls, hang tight, buckle up, because the FOC just seems to be bigger and bigger and bigger each passing week. I don't know what's going on. Either Lefteros is just really enjoying everything, or we are being spoiled. I think it's the second one, to be honest, because there's a lot of great content coming out as of late when it comes to comics. So if you like any of these books that are available on FOC and you live in the United States, go visit comicnation.us. You get 15% off of the cover price, but get an additional 5% off by using discount code Black Crown. And if you live in Canada, well, of course, the guy is here. Comic Legion's in the house. He can tell you a little more if he wants, but we don't want to hear him too much. So we're going to tell you through me, comiclegion.ca. Go visit. If you live in Canada, you got 20% off already on the cover price. But if it's your first ever order, you can get an additional 5% off by using discount code ENLIST. So, Chia, let's get into it. The first book on the list, Absolute Flash number 2. Number 1 was amazing, but number 2 is giving us a first appearance of Absolute Grodd. Now, I really enjoyed it. Some people are not too fond of the look, it seems, of, Flash in issue 1 and what they're seeing so far. I dig it. I think it was a solid start, bro. It was a very solid start.
Jeff Lemire is always going to bring it. I mean, especially in DC. I mean, the guy literally knows those characters. I think it was a really fun departure of the traditional. I think I remember reading that we're not going to get any Speed Force in this. There's like zero. We're going to have none of that stuff. Yeah. So I'm really excited to see where it goes. I did see the first appearance of Grodd, so I know how he looks. And if people thought that Flash was a departure, oh baby,
yeah,
oh hey, it's gonna be quite a stunner when they see Grodd. No, but I loved it. I've loved every single one of the Absolute / Ultimate books I've read. That's the reality. It's the best stuff in the market right now. That, along with Energon and Ghost Machine, it's the imprints are killing it. That's the reality. I mean, I don't know what it is, why people are gravitating to these imprints so much. Is it maybe because it's so much more tight, the continuity, and they feel that they're getting in the whole story or a fresh take on the story? Whatever it is, it's working. And it's not just working with me. It's working with across the board with sales and everything.
Yep. I couldn't agree more. Now, when it comes to the covers, there's multiple great covers as well. You got the George Corona, which is really nice with the red and stuff. Like, it kind of feels like a negative space one, but not entirely. But for myself, I really like the Christian Ward, where the bolt is hitting him. He's all like, curled up on the floor. It's just wicked. Clayton Crane drops another one on this as well, which, I don't know, kind of feels a bit like the first one. It's just a closer up face, but again, Crane dropping that one.
I thought Crane's work on the first one was really good. Like,
yeah,
it was really and very different because it was a lot brighter than what he usually does. So I felt it was really strong, to be honest with you. It was some of his best work recently.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I love it. But Absolute Flash, of course, is a pickup from myself, issue number 2. Then you got Nightwing 125. Here's the cover A. First appearance of Captain Hollow. Now, look, I like the cover A. I get it. It's a first appearance. But there's a lot of good covers, again, also for Nightwing, man.
DC there always is for DC. There always is for DC. They really do a number on us because their production of their secondary cardstock is always nicer than their cover A's. It's a glossier cardstock, and then they throw the insane murderers row of artists on these secondary covers. So not only do they have the great artists working on it, the image pops more because it's a production value.
Yeah.
So we get screwed. Yeah, completely.
And what I'm enjoying, for the sake of my wallet, is that a lot of their other covers, the cover B, the cover C's, like, they're better than some of the ratios, bro. So, like, I'm picking those up.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but of course, Nightwing 125 is on the list for this week. Up next, guys, you saw Godzilla versus America. It was Chicago, right? The first one. Now we've got Godzilla versus America Los Angeles. Here's the cover A. It's an anthology one-shot special featuring stories about Godzilla attacking Los Angeles. But hold on, guys. Although you see Godzilla just made his way through the Hollywood sign in LA, wonderful cover, pretty cool. But this 1 in 50 is just not, it's not Michael Baker, it's Dave Baker.
Any relation?
Yeah, any relation, Michael? Let us know if you could hook us up with a copy. But this is a wicked cover, bro. Like Godzilla on this cover feels like vintage Godzilla, right? It gives me
100%. Yeah. This is the one that you watched when I was like a chubby kid in the basement in 1984 or something. You know what I mean? When he was hitting like toy buildings down. Like that's the Godzilla. All right, is everything all right over there?
Yeah, had a little accident, but the goalie reflexes. You saw that?
Yeah, right? I saw that. You're pulling a Sam Montembeau.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah,
Ben mentioned about the Star Wars shirt. I was gonna come on with a Habs t-shirt, but I haven't worn it since they started playing well. So I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna start bringing the bad mojo, because if something bad happens to the team, I'm gonna blame myself. So I didn't go for the Habs t-shirt.
My wife just asked what the fuck just happened. I
saw that. Yeah. She's concerned.
She's on the other side of this room. Like, is everything okay? Did he faint? But no, I'm good. I'm good. Drop the mic. Got it.
So back to Godzilla. This is a great cover, and it's a must grab if you love Godzilla as much as most people from my age do.
Yeah. No, of course, dude. This is a fantastic cover. It's an absolute pickup. I'm totally gonna pick up the cover A. I wish I could get this one.
Yes, John, they are bringing the heat. It's the 75th anniversary, right? Is that what if I remember correctly?
Yeah. Well, we wait. Are we still in the 75th, or didn't it pass?
Because he's popping off like crazy now.
Yeah.
Like it's out of control right now.
Yeah. There's been so much good stuff for Godzilla, but this is the 1 in 50. Totally a gorgeous cover, but don't think I'm going to be able to afford this one. But anyways, keeping it rolling, we're going in with the G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero Spirit #1. This is the cover A. All new silent, no dialogue, one-shot featuring Spirit. But guys, I don't know if you remember, I showed you other covers, the ratios, the 1 in 25. We got the letter G. We got the letter I. Now we get the letter J.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, it looks great. This is a great concept that they're doing.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, this is gonna look amazing all together. We were talking about it last week. Love for Comics was saying the same thing. You know, he was talking the Transformers ones, and thank God they're not spelling out Transformers, bro. That would take up an entire wall. But G.I. Joe, I think this is gonna look amazing together.
You can frame these and put them right behind you, like seriously, right on the wall.
Yeah,
it's gonna look amazing.
Let's just be happy they didn't milk it and give us the dots in between the I and the G.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been a little bit much, I think.
Yeah, no overkill, but a gorgeous cover. I think they're all looking amazing for the G.I. Joe stuff. So if anybody's collecting this set, man, I would love if you guys can like post that on social media, tag me. I'd love to see this all lined up one next to the other, because that would look so cool. But G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero Spirit #1. Chia, let's get into this talk a little quick, because Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man #5 is coming to a close on this small mini series, the final issue of Disney Plus's series. This is the prequel mini series, by the way. So this is taking place, prior to the show. I think the timing of this kind of sucks, because now the show's, faded out. We got Daredevil. So the hype is a little less, but it's kind of good because, I guess not many people are going to be excited to be picking this up, unlike maybe Chia Pet, myself. If you guys are excited, let us know. But I love this. This is fun, and the show was good, so this is all good times.
I thought the show was gonna be good. Like, I'm like, you know what, the guy who's producing it, he had a good resume. I know it's a little bit weird, some of the characters look a little bit off. You're like, and then you watch the show, and I watched the first 2 episodes. I remember texting you, I'm like, dude, the show is pretty good. And then I read reviews who had seen the whole 10 episodes, and they're like, dude, it gets better and better per episode. And I'm like, okay, we always hear that. Like, how good can it be, And then you're watching it, and you're like, oh my God, it is better and better per episode.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't reach X-Men 97 level. Like, that to me is, X-Men 97 episode 5
was so
that
good.
is maybe one of the top 10 television programs of the last decade, I would say, especially for geeks. It's right. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Remember me?
Yeah.
When You know,
Yeah, I know, bro.
remember it?
I would be in meetings at work and my phone was blowing up. Bro, did you see yesterday's show?
It was insane just watching the whole segment. But this show was great, and the book is also good, and the whole universe it created is awesome. So I'm all for this. I presume they'll make another series when the next season comes out. So I'm all in. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm excited about this. So yeah, it's coming to a close, guys, with issue number 5. Now, up next, you were just talking X-Men. We have X-Men issue 15 here. It's the main cover, and solicitation suggests that 3K will be revealed in this issue. Now, I'm not fully caught up on X-Men. I believe you are, so maybe you can shed some light on that aspect.
Well, they were introduced in the first issue, X-Men number 1. So they're a group of villains, who are in the shadows, who've been manipulating the X-Men and their opponent and their
Oh
lives.
yeah, okay, no, I remember what you're talking about. Sorry.
So I think one of them, I believe, was established. We had Cassandra Nova, and we have a few other ones, and they're making their own version of. So what they're doing is they're activating the X gene in adults now instead of just teenagers. And now those adults that they've activated the X gene for are coming back, and they're going to be their version of the X-Men. So all those first appearances in the first 10 issues that people were like, oh, it's a one-off character. Nah, Jed's been cooking. And what he's cooking is this. And just side note, what I've noticed a lot that's happening in books that have powerhouse creative teams, let's say Hickman and Cheto, Jed and Stegman, is what they do is they have a standard fill-in artist that does a few issues, but the big issues they give to Stegman and Cheto. So I would be on the lookout for this one because Stegman's back on art duties. And that means that they've been planning this issue for a while. That's all I'm going to say from what the pattern I've seen. Like Cheto had a break, and they came back for the Craven arc, right? Yeah. Now he has a break again, and he's coming back for the next arc afterwards, a 2-month break. So that's what they're doing now. They're putting the big boys on the big arc. That's what it seems to be happening on right now on Marvel. So that's a little bit of inside baseball kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a good time to pick up X-Men. Then is what you're telling me. For myself, I'm gonna have to get caught up again on X-Men.
There's a lot of books, hard to keep up with everything.
Yeah, no, for sure. But still, sounds very interesting. So now I'm totally intrigued. Gonna pick up this one here. Up next, we have King Spawn issue 44. This is the cover C by Bjorn Morenz. And Bjorn always killing it on the covers. This one's a little creepy. I like it.
A little creepy.
Just in time for Easter, bro. And a little early for your Easter, right? Greek Easter?
Yeah, listen. Greaster, as we call it, is the actual real Easter, but we won't get into that whole
I get it.
Into that whole debate now. Yeah.
Whatever.
Listen, we do it better than you anyways, because with the lamb out there and everything, so we win on that,
It depends who's cooking, bro. If it's none, it's a whole other ballgame.
Fine. Our boy Sam Al, knows how adverse I am to things of this nature, and he sent it to me and to make me have a difficult time sleeping at night when I saw this. Listen, clowns, rabbits, monsters, not my jam. So I buy the books because I can't resist the temptation, but I put them away really quickly in reverse.
Yeah, it's a very scary cover, I guess we could say that. And yes, you are correct. I believe both Easters, the Greek Easter and regular Easter, is on April 20th. So you have that information there as well. Unnecessary information for a comic related show. But anyways, King Spawn issue 44, cover C. This is the Bjorn Berens sick cover. Up next, though, guys, Redcoat issue 11. I'm caught up on Redcoat. I'm really, really liking Redcoat. It's so much fun. I'm liking the historical aspect on things. Like, I'm learning about people I never even knew about, right?
Yes. Or reminded of people we never knew about.
Yeah, and it's really fun. But here we're getting the first full appearance of the Northerner. And yeah, man, I'm on board Redcoat, bro. And if you guys think, the Energon universe is just amazing, which it really is, I highly encourage everybody, every time I see a Ghost Machine book, hit the list. You need to get on it. It is fun. The Ghost Machine stuff is ridiculously fun. But not only this, you guys check out this amazing cover C that's available on FOC. It's basically a Game of Thrones style red coat cover, and In Hyuk Lee does an amazing job with this. I love covers as such, man. This is so good.
He just looks like a badass,
right?
Like right now, like who's gonna mess with this dude?
Yeah,
you're walking in that lunch there. You know, this has been Comic Legion had the pleasure of meeting a lot of the Ghost Machine team last year.
Yeah,
they were awesome. They spent time with us. We got our few books signed for our chat and our customers. They were a joy to speak to, and their enthusiasm about their product was infectious. Yeah. These guys are not. This is not a small time endeavor on this part. It's the core group of creators are in it for the long haul. They do no work for anybody else. Gary Frank, Jeff Johns, the Fabric, Brian Hitch. They're committed to these properties. And what's interesting is they seem like such random properties, but they're all in the same universe, connected, overarching. It just patience to see as the onion is peeled, right? Like, and I'm all for the long game and the overarching story. I love like when you see the long game, when you pull it out and you see like the tapestry. Yep. So I'm very excited to see where this goes. I'm super happy to see that they're committed. These are top flight creators. And look, it's a little bit different it's not a superhero book. They're not superhero books.
No,
they're more sci-fi books, you know. And for the spec people at heart, a Rook or a Geiger or a Redcoat, those things could translate really well to series.
Yes,
for people, they're made for series, all of them across the board.
The whole thing is written in such a fashion. That's really what I grasp every time I read an issue. It kind of feels like that. It's like it was written for television or a movie. All these characters are just fun characters to follow. It's kind of like how I felt with Walking Dead, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, right? Very much so. Yeah, of course. The big two book that I always felt was written like a series was Strange Academy. That felt like every episode could have been every issue could have been an episode of a show. Agreed. You know, like they were condensed. They had pop. They had the characters well rounded. Same thing here. These ones feel as if like it's a season like you're watching, especially with Redcoat. You know, and again, I really do think that could translate really well for these because you got to figure it's easy to translate too in the sets and all that stuff. Yeah. You know that's another thing too.
Yeah, exactly. Now you got Crushing It Big in chat saying in Ghost Machine 1, one of the pages says the Northerner first appearance was Junkyard Joe issue number 6. Now I believe this is going to be the first full appearance. So
yeah, it's the first full appearance. Exactly.
Yeah, I guess he'll be in the story continuing, etc. But I'm just really happy to see that the chat is also agreeing with the Ghost Machine stuff, because Ghost Machine is just great. The entire universe is wonderful. So fully on board. Now it doesn't end there with some of that's Ghost Machine awesomeness, because Hyde Street issue 3 is going to a second printing, and here we got the first full appearance of the Matinee Monster. Yeah, so Hyde Street is also, you see, this is what I'm saying, and you were just spot on with it as well, how you get a little bit of everything different, right? Like when it comes to the Ghost Machine universe, you have like post-apocalyptic world, some eerie, scary stuff, and then you've got like that historical side with Redcoat. There's just so much going on. This is wild.
Guys, I mean, I remember picking up Ghost Machine number 1, and I picked up the one with the X-ray glasses, right?
Yeah,
because I just like that pop art vintage 60s thing. I'm like, I'm going to get it because I think it's minimalist. It's really up my jam as far as design-wise goes, right? And then, like, I was speaking to Chib from Comic Nation and my brother, Lefteros, and they're like, the main character from Hyde Street is the dude from the X-ray glasses ad from the 60s. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, it's like they made a story about the dude from the glasses ad. And I thought to myself, this is genius.
Yeah, it is.
It's creative genius.
Yep. Slow
clap.
How
can you not love it? How can you not love it? Honestly.
Exactly, man. But Hyde Street number 3 goes to a second print. So if you missed out, you have an opportunity to pick it up right now. Now, we're gonna get into some sexy covers because Penthouse Comics 2025 issue number 2 has a wicked variant by Ingrid Gala. There's a lot of these awesome covers when it comes to Penthouse, and if you're into these types of covers, you might want to pick this one up. I like this, dude. They come with a pretty penny, unfortunately.
I love the Penthouse covers. I mean, they're all been really cool and stylized, and they've had great creators on it. The only thing I don't like about the Penthouse comics is the large format. I get why the format's supposed to be there, but it annoys me because those boxes, these and Distillery, it drives me crazy.
Yeah, for sure, man. And it's storing them, like you said, that could be pretty annoying. But Penthouse Comics 2025 issue number 2.
I don't get to talk on Monday nights. I gotta take advantage here.
Exactly. This is his time to shine. But yeah, Monday nights are dedicated to Lefteros. He's busy with his hands on the blackjack table. But video game covers continue to be in demand, and they are continuing with the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection variants, where now we are getting Colossus over on X-Force issue number 10, and then you've got Juggernaut on X-Men 15. Again, if you're collecting and you're all in on this, best of luck to you. I'm one of those guys, and Jesus, it's starting to hurt.
I'm a sucker for these things.
Yeah.
Once I get one, I gotta get them all. It's like I can't get just like one of them. Same as the Mark Brooks animated dudes. Yep. And then sometimes they get like 2 things happening at the same time. So yeah, I'm collecting them all, unfortunately, or fortunately, whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do. Sick covers. Screwed. Yep, sick covers on both of these. Now, speaking sick covers, Zatanna issue number 3. This is the cover CG Young Lee. Dude, the Zatanna covers never disappoint. They never ever disappoint. There's so many good options. If you're a cover lover, you might like this. If you like Zatanna, well, you have plenty of options again when it comes to covers. Loving it. Yeah, cover pickups, complete suckers. That's what we are, Cliff. I apologize.
They know, Cliff. They know. They got us all the time. We know what they're doing, and we still get sucked in. The Zatanna covers for all the issues have been amazing. Every single one of them. Every single cover has been good for every single issue. There hasn't been one bad one in the bunch.
Yeah, the read's pretty fun. If you like Zatanna, guys, you cannot be disappointed. Like I think so far, 2 issues in, it's not so bad. But yeah, if you're not in it for the read's sake, you've got great covers. So there's that.
Exactly.
Now, speaking good reads, guys, Rogue Sun issue 25. We got an introduction of Ari, who is the new Rogue Sun. Now, if you missed out on that, there's a second printing, but hang tight because it doesn't just end there with the second printing. Image doing something I wish Marvel would do when it comes to second print ratios. Look at this awesome ratio. I love this. It is basically a Superman versus Amazing Spider-Man Battle of the Century cover homage by Marcelo Costa. What a wonderful job. I like this homage.
Yeah, that's an original homage. We don't see very much of these. Yeah. And it's an original 1 in 25 incentive. So it's awesome.
Bring it on.
But just to, I think a lot of times the cover popped off so much for the bigger publishers, or they've paid so much to it. And they shouldn't be doing it. Like if Rogue Sun can afford to do this, then yeah, they probably should have just do their own covers. Like, I try to justify it, but there is no justification. It's just skeevy. That's it.
It's a sick cover. I love this, but check this. Up next, G.I. Joe issue number 6. Yo, Joe, cover C, Cobra Commander, cover depiction by Lorenzo De Felici. Pretty sick cover. I love how the fact he's taking off that helmet and you can see all the serpents making its way out, man. That is sick.
This is the first time I'm seeing this cover, and I think it's the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
So good. It's so good.
It is insane. Yeah. This needs to be like a poster.
It's wicked,
like,
dude.
Just a yellow poster, get rid of the trade dress and everything, and put. Wow, this is just incredible.
Yep, Lefteros with the cover selection and with valid reason for this one. So this one,
this is a good one. This is legit.
Yeah, really nice. But up next, guys, Young Blood Deluxe number 1, the 1 in 25 incentive. Love him or hate him, Mr. Rob Liefeld. Hopefully, comic shops are reliable this time because Youngblood #1 cover homage by Justin Harder. Pretty cool. Now you can get this Youngblood Deluxe on FOC. There's multiple covers available. The 1 in 25, it's all right.
I mean, is that the final art?
That seems to be the final art, sir.
It's okay. I mean, Cliff hates him. Listen, I think Rob, when in his lane, is good for the industry.
Yes.
He's clearly not in his lane right now. Yeah, he's in his feelings.
Well, look, he came out and apologized about the shops thing. At least he did that. But
he's a bit of a mess. We can all agree to that.
Yes.
But this is kind of, look, it's cool. It's a cool cover, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It just I feel it's a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm loving the lines in the back, but I guess that was the homage part of it.
Yeah. Anyways,
it's going for a look. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah,
it's going for a look.
It's going for a look, and it's on FOC this week, guys. But up next, we have One World Under Doom, issue number 3. This is the Godtail variant, and it's the Doomasaur cover depiction by Godtail. Now, Godtail is a phenomenal artist, guys. If you're not too familiar, he's actually got the Marvel Rivals book that's coming out. I believe he did an exclusive. Jeff the Landshark's on there. You got Luna Snow, and yeah, who knows how that's going to do on the aftermarket. But for now, FOC, this One World Under Doom Godtail cover is stunning, but I apologize, guys. The Delato cover, you can pick it up in a trade, but there's also the 1 in 100 virgin ratio available, and wow, stunning.
I don't know what's about to happen in this household, but that's an incredible. That's an incredible cover. Like,
bro,
I mean,
forget the comic. Forget the comic. I would love to see this on a canvas, like by Delato.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You know how he does his stuff.
It's stunning. Yeah, it's just stunning.
Yeah.
Again, story has been great in One World Under Doom. I love the fact that the world is better under Doom.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
The MCU is literally just better. How are you going to justify stopping him from being in control?
Yeah, you and I, your brother as well, Lefteros, and a small handful of people in agreement that it's surprising how not many people are talking about this book, what's taking place in it. So I encourage everybody, if you're not picking
it's going to be 9 issues, right? It's going till September.
Yeah, exactly. It's great stuff that's taking place, man. But I love this cover. The Delato one is amazing. So is the Godtail one.
Yes.
But speaking crazy covers, dude, Eddie Brock Carnage #3, the 1 in 25 incentive by Mike Mayhew. Holy moly, dude, the detail on this, and it is so symbiotic. If you get what I'm saying, it's wild, dude.
This is actually Mayhew putting some effort into it.
Yeah.
Right? So many times he's doing these exclusives and he's just mailing it in. Nah, this is him making sure people recognize. This is incredible.
Yeah, this cover is just absolutely insane. Worth the price of admission, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's terrifying. This is terrifying.
Yeah, I would pay the 1 in 25 price tag for this. It's a sick cover. Now, up next, guys, Star Wars is coming back with a new ongoing series. That's right. Star Wars #1. We get the main cover. It's a new mainline ongoing series that takes place after Return of the Jedi. And we're likely going to be getting some first appearances within this. But hang tight, because again, with Star Wars coming back, we're going to get an abundance of covers. And let me tell you, one of my favorites, again, is Delato, guys. Delato came out with not 1, but 2 bangers this week. And this Luke Skywalker cover that Delato put together is gorgeous. This is sick. And it's available in a trade if you don't want to pay this 1 in 100 premium.
Everybody's got to get a trade on this. Come on.
Yeah.
If you love Luke, like we all do, come on, look at him, dude. He's first of all, he's wearing the coolest outfit. It's always been the coolest outfit.
Yeah.
And then he's got the saber pointing downwards, ready for battle, and the colors in the background. Wow. Another clap.
Gorgeous,
this is amazing.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
Absolutely. Wicked stuff. Yeah,
Wow.
I like this. I'm picking this up in a trade though.
Yeah, obviously. My brother's a Doom fan and a Star Wars mega fan. Okay, both of them. You think I have any chance in this household if we ever in this shop if we ever got to qualify for those? No, we'll never have a chance. I will never see these things.
Yeah, exactly.
And he ended up getting the first remarked first copy of X-Men #1 from Stegman.
Yeah,
I don't know how I lost that one.
Yeah, this is why I love our chat so much, guys. JSS Brooklyn letting us know that apparently a Star Wars 1 in a 9.8 from 1977 just sold for $2,300. So the prices have dropped significantly, but still. And it was white pages, just to put that out there. But yeah, man, it's
that's a great pickup, guys.
Yeah,
Star Wars ain't going nowhere, guys.
No, of course not. It's always going to stand the test of time. But Meldope says trade dress it is then. And yes, that's going to be most likely the case for a majority of us, especially myself. But I'm going with the Delato for the Star Wars 1, and of course going to grab a cover A. Now up next, guys, Magic #4. This is the main cover. J. Scott Campbell's been doing a ton of covers for each issue. Sorry, not that he's doing a ton for each issue, but he's been doing a ton of covers in general, one for each issue. And the #4 one is pretty damn good. I don't know if you guys saw on his, I think it was on his Instagram, he shared this when he had done like the actual stencil, right? Like you saw him doing all the lines on it, and it's insane, dude. I wish that would be a cover.
His last he did his X-Men run 1 to 5, which were the usual typical, just like, you know, logo in the background, the X-ladies walking like badasses, you know. They were cool. And then he started doing the Rogue stuff and the Magic stuff.
Oh, dude.
And he's hitting on a different level.
Yeah,
Right now, like, first of all, I keep saying people, Psylocke, Rogue, Storm, Phoenix, they've all been way better than they like I said that when I was younger, used to get the side stories. They're like, oh, they're just throwaway stuff. No, they're building on the character. They're changing the character. Phoenix and Storm as an ongoing are bangers. Yeah. This storyline has been way better than it doesn't even make sense how good it is.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm shocked. They brought in what do you call it again? The bow and arrow, Danny. What's her name again? Moonstar.
Yeah.
They brought in. Yes, that's what everybody wants to see. And Psylocke on a revenge tour? No, man. These books have been great. I gotta say, bang on. This cover is incredible. He's putting effort into the not just a figure in the backgrounds and everything lately, and it's amazing. He has one on this week with the Rogue, with the dinosaur. Incredible.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of Magic. I love Magic, the character.
Me too.
I love the design, just everything about Magic. But the story completely took me by surprise. Yes. So far, I'm really enjoying this.
Have you read anything from Ashley Allen other than this?
No. Well, hold on. Maybe I have. I just don't know what.
Exactly. Yeah. So she works completely with Magic.
Yeah.
And Magic's always been a badass. Her and being the lieutenant for Cyclops as a ride or die is just sweet. It's amazing. What a connection. One of Bendis' best decisions.
Yeah, so like I'm checking her out right now, and she's got DC's Legion of Bloom. She's done like very minor things. I'm seeing like maybe 3 books here and there, but most of her stuff is with Magic, it seems. So yeah, pretty interesting. I enjoy it. So great read so far. Now, not only do we have that amazing Campbell cover, there's also a Rose Besh that's available in a trade and a 1 in 100 incentive. I really like this. It's pretty cool. I like the colors. Rose Besh always brings the heat with such covers. So I dig this one, but I think the book we want to talk about here, guys, is Summer of Superman, the special #1. We have the cover A right here. It's a special oversized issue that will set the stage for upcoming events in Superman titles. So if you're a Superman fan, you definitely want to be on board with this. This is a great book to pick up. Now, it's a little pricey. It does come with a, I believe it's an $8.99 or somewhere around there, US price tag. So you have the cover here for the cover A, but dude, I have to tell you, the Zulo cover, you got crypto. You can't go wrong, right?
No, you can't.
Exactly.
It's amazing. She does such a good job with these humanized animals. She's incredible with them, honestly.
Dude, I love her art. Zulu is just doing amazing work. Never disappoints, in my opinion. So
No.
yeah, you remember those like the holiday ones? There was the Halloween
Oh yeah,
cover.
yeah. You're sucked in right away when you see it.
Yeah, with all the
Yeah.
hype behind you know, crypto at the moment, not a bad
Yeah,
idea to pick
this
this
is
up.
going to be a big one.
Yeah,
The
I think.
Lozano cover is also nice. I saw the chat mention it, and
Oh,
our
hold on,
boy
hold on. Are
yeah,
you talking? Are you talking about this one right here?
yeah,
Right here, the
that's
Lozano.
it's nasty. It's so good. It's
One of
but
cover of the week, bro. Cover of the week for me. One of.
yeah, the crypto is really good too, and the cover A is also awesome. Like, I mean, they're all phenomenal. Like, uh, the I'm really excited about this Superman. You know, first of all, I can't wait for the movie. Sorry, Dan. I actually am excited about James Gunn's Superman.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be amazing. All these covers are amazing. I can't wait for the relaunch. I'm a little bit worried that I don't think Slott's as good of a writer as Williamson is. So
Yeah.
that's what's worried. I mean, I feel like it's a little bit of a downgrade.
Look,
Why are we losing?
Dan Slott can surprise. Dan Slott can surprise.
I love Dan Slott, and he's upbeat and everything. Look, Spider Boy is honestly one of the best reads month in, month out for a book about a 12-year-old. It doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
I just think Williamson is a better writer. You know, like that's what, just like I felt with the Batman, I think Chip's better than Jeff Loeb and Fraction. So I'm not seeing the upgrade here, which kind of spooks me a little bit. You know, that's the only thing.
I get it.
That's the only thing. But as far as covers go, every one of these, like basically, I'm getting 3. There's no doubt I'm not going to get a 3. I'm getting the Lozano one, I'm getting the crypto one, and maybe 2 cryptos because they're so adorable and I want to get one signed.
I'm going like hard on the Lozano and the Zulu
and the crypto too. Like, guys, the crypto is going to be the Herbie and crypto are going to be all of what people are going to be talking about in July.
Probably. You're not wrong.
That's what people are going to be talking about.
Yeah.
He grabs Superman and he takes him home.
Yep.
Do you know how adorable and cool and awesome that relationship's going to be? You know, that book's going to fly.
Yep. That one, and I've seen this one across multiple channels. Everybody talking about the Lozano, and I can't help but agree with them that this is one of Lozano's better covers. Lozano does amazing work at all times. There's a wonderful Magic cover that he did as an exclusive as well. I love Lozano's work, so yes, this is an absolute pickup from myself. So is this awesome Zulu cover of Crypto. But guys, that was the FOC selections of the week by Lefteros. So again, if you liked any of these books and some of them interested you, you want to pick them up, you live in the United States, go visit comicnation.us. They give you 15% off of the cover price, but use discount code BLACKCROWN to get an additional 5% off. And Comic Legion, you can visit comiclegion.ca. They give you 20% off already on the cover price for FOC, but get an additional 5% off if it's your first order by using discount code ENLIST. And if you want to know more as to why Lefteros picked these books on tonight's list, go visit coverprice.com. There is a FOC article available on the website where you can see his entire write-up. And of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel of Cover Price to check out myself with the crew going live on Tuesdays and Thursdays, bringing you the top 10 books that sold on Tuesdays and the Shaker Report on Thursdays. And if you're having fun tonight and you're new here, well, hit the subscribe button, hit the like, comment below. Let us know what you guys think of the show so far. Now, I mentioned Cover Price and how we, go into the market. We're going to do that here as well, too, sir. Are you ready?
Always ready.
Vamos then. All right, guys. Market reports. I'm checking out lists, whether it be the House of Stein, CBSI, Key Collector, Cover Price, Go Collect, eBay. Tons of Instagram folks. Some of you awesome people that are live here in the chat. I check out your IGs, what you're posting, showing some sales, but most importantly, the Baker Shakers. That's right, Michael Baker, who is part of this goddamn channel. I don't care what anybody says. shows up
Who's saying
every
otherwise?
single day.
He's the
Nobody says
backbone of this
otherwise. I
family.
just wanted to sound dramatic, bro. Come on, I wanted to put emphasis. But yeah, man, Michael Baker hits me up every day, bringing some sales. And I want to tell you guys this week is Baker Shaker heavy. That's right. I feel like every week it's getting Baker Shaker heavy. Like we have fun with some of the Baker Shakers. So we're going to dive into a lot of those tonight. So let's kick it off with the first book. And the first one being Fantastic Four, issue number 4. This is a 1974 Newton Comics version of the book. CGC 8.5 sold for $195 was a cover price daily shaker. Now it's fun because we just spoke the Newton Comics over on Thursday, and we had the Incredible Hulk #1 that was on there. Now Newton Comics, this dates back to, obviously the 70s, as I just said. There was that. There was also an Invincible Iron Man book. There's several other books as well. But it's interesting to see that these Newton books are getting some love within the last week. And I like this one. The color swap on Doom is a little interesting, to say the least, right? The purple.
It's very bizarre. I mean, people freak out when he's slightly altered. This one doesn't really work. But I'd love to own this. This is like a really cool vintage kind of book. So, and I think the price is pretty affordable. No, I think this is pretty cool. It's just a little bit weird. I mean, but then again, back in the 70s and 60s, people weren't like continuity sticklers as they are now, right?
No. Yeah. No, that's exactly it. But it's a great option, right? If you can't afford the actual or the original. I like this for a CGC 8.5.
Yeah, they are legal copies, I believe, Harry.
Yes. So yeah, Harry asked in the chat if this is a legal copy, and yeah, it is. But I like these, man. Fantastic Four #4, 1974, Newton Comics, CGC 8.5.
I'd be all over this. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yep, $195. Now up next, The Last Boy just came out, #1 right here. We all know this was the Peter Pan book that just dropped. We talk Panosian. Panosian's behind this book, by the way, and I love Panosian. I say this all the time. But The Last Boy #1, the 1-in-25 ratio. This one being a virgin, and the cover's done by Adam Hughes. Raw near mint, $140 for a 1-in-25 cover price daily shaker. Highest sale so far. Could it go higher? We shall see. But that is a very impressive sale.
No, how many stores are picking up 25 of these?
Yeah.
Very few.
Yep.
Then you got to figure it's Adam Hughes and scantily clad chicks.
Yeah.
It makes sense that the ratio is hitting this much. I'm sorry. I don't think this goes down. I know there's always that up and down dip with ratios, but Hughes fans are nuts. Scantily clad chick fans are nuts. This seems like it's going to stay around this level.
Yeah, Michael Baker asking if Tinkerbell uses the airbags on her chest to stay afloat. She seems a little leaned over. I'm not going to lie.
So I went with the more reserved, scantily clad, like I'm a 1960s reporter, and Baker just went full out airbags.
Yes, I love it, man. Yeah, man. Let's call a spade, bro. The cover is probably the best cover on the list tonight. Yep, I did it again. But The Last Boy #1, the 1-in-25 ratio virgin by Adam Hughes. Raw near mint, $140. That's very impressive. Cover price daily shaker. Invincible Universe Battle Beast. We spoke about this at the beginning of the show, and I want to remind you guys that Comic Legion on May 12th is going to be going live on their YouTube channel, and they're going to be doing live pack rips. I'll be hosting that show with them. So we're going to have a great time ripping packs. If you guys buy a pack to have ripped open on the show, you're going to get it at a discounted price, and you have a chance to pull ratios. You have a chance to pull chases and all that fun stuff. But somebody didn't want to take a gamble. They wanted to make sure they locked it down, and they got Invincible Universe Battle Beast #1, the 1-in-100 foil ratio by John Boy Myers. This was a pre-sale that took place over on eBay, and a CGC 9.8 sold for $175 already.
The cover is incredible.
Yeah.
So it's going to be foil. The colors are going to be insane. I hope people who are buying them and we're ripping them open on the show. We get a couple of these babies, and more. I mean, right now, Invincible is hot. It's coming off one of the best season finales we've seen in ages. And now we got promised that it's coming out in 2026. Not waiting too long. So I think it's gonna be fire. This one, the whole series launch is gonna be great. So yeah, this is incredible. Definitely a good price too, by the way.
Yeah. Derek, I believe that, if you ordered 100 copies, you're still guaranteed to get one. But in the blind packs, they threw some of these in, if I'm not mistaken. So it does seem very strange, I guess, if these are going to be within packs. I don't know how they did the count and how they divided everything.
But they're also, it's also, if you ordered 100 copies, you're getting this.
Yeah, for sure.
So if a store ordered 200 copies, and it being a foil, it's easier to get higher grades on foils usually.
Yeah.
So that's why he's guaranteeing it. Maybe he bought 300 and he's going for it.
Yeah, I would feel bad if he sends it in and it comes back at 9.6, but yeah. But yeah, no, these are not only available in the blind packs. So I apologize if I was misleading, but you can still
Ollie, they're coming out. Sorry, because Ollie was asking. Ollie, they're coming out. They're going to be shipped to us in May. So we can open yours there, or you can buy more on the show and open them as well. We'll talk about it when it's the time.
Yeah, but pretty cool, man. So the CGC 98 of this 1 in 100 for Invincible Universe Battle will be sold for $175. Now, up next, guys, this Magic cover for issue number 1 is still doing very well on the aftermarket. The NetEase Marvel Rivals variant CGC 98 selling at $163. This is holding a little longer than I thought it would, but I actually think, when you take a moment to step back and say, okay, well, why is this doing well? A lot of people slept on these. The game did not come out. The game did not come out when this passed FOC. So I think these earlier ones are going to hold well. The ones that came out after the fact, like the Fantastic Four issue 28, the Momoko one, I actually think is one of the nicest ones that features Galacta and Jeff the Landshark on it. And I'm not even the biggest Momoko fan, but look at that. This one's still holding relatively well.
I think this is the first one that came out, right? We got this one, then we got Venom, Spider-Man, and then FF, right?
Yeah.
Those are the 4. Yep. I think those are the 4 that are going to hold the best of all of them. With this one being the first on Magic, people not paying attention. I think because Spider-Man and Venom, they might have bought more. Store shop, who cares about Magic, right? You know what I mean? Like they're not going to shop as much, and that's where it's probably a more rare book of the group, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. But again, CGC 98 for this sold at $163. But hang tight, guys, because yes, these OG, I'm calling them OG Marvel Rival covers because of the fact that they hit FOC before the game was released, do well on the aftermarket. But check out the J. Scott Campbell's. Now, all 4 covers, dude, sold out within an instant. You have, 4 amazing covers by J. Scott Campbell. I think the Luna Snow one with Jeff the Landshark is amazing. I thought that would be doing a lot better. But still, the bundle is selling for well over $400 and something US together. But this Marvel Rivals number 1, the J. Scott Campbell exclusive featuring Squirrel Girl on the cover, is limited to 2,000 copies in a CGC 98 selling at $180 US. We are in Baker Shaker territory tonight, as of now.
This, without a doubt, is the greatest Squirrel Girl cover ever made and probably ever will be made. Let's be honest. It's incredible. Look at the pine cone forearm guards. Come on, this thing is incredible. Yeah. And like I said before, J. Scott Campbell, he's in the zone right now. Like he's killing it with these covers. All 4 were great, and this one it makes sense why it's selling for this much. It's completely justified.
Yeah, I like this, man. Like I said, all 4 covers are great. I saw him tease that he would do more, so curious to see if that's going to happen. I'm pretty sure it will. This was such a success. It sold out so fast, so I could only imagine we're going to see more Marvel rival characters being done by, J. Scott Campbell on some of these covers. So I look forward to that. CGC 98, $180 for this one. Now up next, this book is sick, guys. Heavy Metal. 1999. We're going back to 1999 on this one. It's the Frank Miller cover. There's only 2 CGC 96s on the census, and a CGC 96 sold for $660 over on the Heritage auction. And I got to give a special shout out because Michael Baker sent me this, but he also let me know that the person who shared this with him happened to be Derek in the chat, guys. So Derek Nyman, who's in the chat, that means that the Baker Shakers and everyone else is now part of the Baker Shakers. You're all working together.
You're all working together.
Love this.
But you see, they all go through Baker. They know the hierarchy.
Yeah,
they gotta go through. They gotta go through Baker to see if it's up to snuff. They're not gonna just go anywhere randomly.
No,
there's an order. It's a silo. If you want to get on the show, you gotta go through Baker. I respect that. This is the Frank Miller we know and love.
Yes,
like right now,
not just because there's boobs.
No, but this is where he was. He developed a minimalist, cool thing that went to Sin City, and this was his jam. Like this cover is absolutely gorgeous. This is a legendary cover. I would easily pay this money for this cover. It's incredible.
Yeah.
The Shaker Angels is incredible.
Yeah, Harry's labeling everybody who's reporting to Michael Baker with books as the Shaker Angels, so that's amazing. But I agree with Comic Ozzy. Shout out to Ozzy, my brother, man. He's saying he needs this in his life. I agree. This is like you said, the Frank Miller that we want to remember. Love for comics. It really fits with the Sin City.
This is. If 1999 is this before Sin City came out, guys? I don't know if you guys remember.
I believe so.
So that would make sense that this would be his thing.
But I love this cover of Heavy Metal, man. 1999 Frank Miller. There's, like I said, there's only 2 CGC 96s on the census, and just to let you guys know, there's no grade higher. So
obviously, how you gonna have graded this?
Yeah,
on this cover.
Yeah, especially it's all black in the background. But my God, it's amazing. Frank Miller killed this cover. Let's just forget everything that's coming out and revert back to this and remember these days, because these were the prime days, the best days.
He's old now, guys. Stop
I know.
being mean to Grandpa Miller.
Dude, if my grandpa was drawing things to be published and it looked strange, I would tell him because I love
art is subjective.
Yeah,
now why would he be subjecting us to this though?
Yeah. Exactly. That's exactly where I'm going with that. So anyways, love this CGC 96, $660. Thank you, Derek. Thank you, Michael Baker. Guys,
thank you, Derek.
Chat, hit us up whenever you see sales. Let us know, man. We are always going to share it. But up next, All Crime Comics number 1. This is Art of Fiction back in 2012. This cover done by Bruce Timm. I love Bruce Timm. I love the vintage feel to this. That is not a beat up copy. That they're all printed like that. Just so you guys know. CGC 98, $550. Baker Shaker. It actually made the cover price list a few weeks ago or months ago. Can't remember. I remember talking about this on one of the Shaker shows. But man, I love this cover so much.
I have never seen this before. This is actually incredible. I love it.
Thank you for indirectly telling me you don't watch me on Thursdays.
I don't watch every episode.
It's okay. Continue.
And one in every 5 or 6 when you're not there. I tune
Perfect.
I see you too much on Sundays. I have too much BC in my life.
There you go.
No. This thing is stunning. It's immaculate. I love it.
Yeah. Bruce Timm, dude, everybody who thinks Bruce Timm, you end up thinking the Batman stuff, right? Yeah. Batman Adventures, but no. Bruce Timm, this type of work is just, it's so good. So good. Love this.
It has a Batman Adventures type vibe because Batman Adventures played up on this style as well. That whole kind of gumshoe 1950s kind of film noir. It was big influence on it.
Yeah. For sure, dude. I really like this. So All Crime Comics number 1. Again, the Bruce Timm stunning cover from 2012 CGC 98, $550. All right, guys. This book seems to pop up every now and then. Spider-Man #1, the gold edition, second print, and it is a newsstand. And the newsstand bringing a premium as always. CGC 98, $1,930. And boy, oh boy.
That's quite a premium.
Right?
I mean,
Right?
wow. That's nuts.
Yeah.
It's a classic. I mean, this was like the book, right? But I mean, that's just I mean, I don't know. Like I say, I always say this, I'm never crazy about that the newsstand premium. Like I don't
Who
go
is?
crazy.
It hurts the wallet.
But you know, but I'm a collector at heart. So like it's not something like I chase to collect, right? That's the thing, you know?
I feel you.
But the people who do, God bless them and their deep wallets. God bless them.
Yep.
You know, they give us these kind of cool things where Baker or his disciples could go find this stuff. Baker and his angels could find this stuff to report back to us because this is a hefty sale. This is crazy.
Yeah, it's monstrous. So CGC 98 at $1,930 US for Spider-Man 1, the gold edition, second print newsstand. Now, up next, this is very interesting. This is cool. Yeah, I got to show you guys this. This is TV Guide issue 5. This obviously being volume 1, 1977. Linda Carter, Wonder Woman. It is a Manitoba, Saskatchewan edition that's sold for TV Guide, the number 5. Canada represent. But CGC 9.2, $149 US. It is so fun to see the TV Guide in a CGC slab. I saw the actual copy that sold, and it's just sitting there. You know what I mean? But dude, I remember I used to have so many TV guides growing up. My parents all had tons and tons of TV guides.
Yeah, of course.
You too, right?
Yeah. We used to go look at the TV Guide, and then there was the TV magazine you get in the Gazette. There was always like certain kind of things. That's the only way. You never had a guide on your television.
Yeah, exactly. Like that. It's not like, yeah, it's not like you press guide on your remote and you get all that stuff. So yeah, for the younglings that are watching, I don't think any are, but just in case, yeah, there was a time we had to rely on TV guides. Now I like this because Linda Carter, you know,
yeah, this is cool. This is really cool.
You
and
can't
Manitoba, that's cool.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that, man. But dude, this is such a cool thing to have in your collection. So, you know, dating back to 1977, TV Guide issue number 5. Linda Carter, Manitoba, Saskatchewan edition, CGC 92, $149 US. Shout out to Michael Baker for finding this sale, man. This is so cool. I love this so much. But anyways, of course, you guys know I love video games. Mortal Kombat getting some love again because of, you know, we got more footage, not footage, sorry, stills. We saw some pictures, yeah. We saw some photos of the cast that now we are going to be getting Mortal Kombat 2, the movie, although number 1 was a snooze fest, in my opinion. No disrespect to anybody who enjoyed it. I hated it. It was not the Mortal Kombat that I know, right? But anyways, Mortal Kombat, the comic, Midway 1992. It's a prequel story of the actual game, and of course there's multiple first appearances in there. CGC 98 selling for $848 US. The hype train for the second movie, I guess, is starting, right? Slowly. We saw some Johnny Cage, we saw some Katana, so I'm looking forward to this.
I'm looking forward to the movie. I think this is, I mean, I guess if I were to find this book raw and a high grade, I'd pick it up. But I mean, this cover is just terrible. I mean, I can't do it. I can't spend the money on this. I couldn't do it.
I wish I had a copy. I know that Hyper Combo Comics is here in the chat, so shout out to him.
Shocked Hyper has a copy.
Yeah. No,
he found it in some kind of dollar bin. It's probably pristine.
Yeah, that's his style, and yeah, he does have a copy. So shout out to him. But yeah, this is a book I want in my collection. I know that
for sure.
Yeah,
you want it.
The only way I would probably be able to get one is if I did perform a fatality on somebody, because there's no way I'd be able to afford this.
Are you threatening Hyper?
Probably. Just don't tell him. We're riding to Terrificon again together. So
hey, Hyper, don't bring the book with you.
Yeah. Let's just hope there's no signings taking place that week.
Don't bring it with you, Hyper.
Yeah, but anyways, guys, I see the chat calling me out on being old enough to know what a TV guide is. Yeah, Alex, I see you, bro. Dude, I'm 35, man. I grew up with TV guides, so just putting that out there. But Mortal Kombat sold in a CGC 98 for 848 US dollars. Now, I want to show you guys this Savage Dragon 102. You're probably asking yourself, what's going on, man? Savage Dragon. Dude, this back in 2002 had a 5-page preview of Invincible #1. And Invincible, as you said, just came off of a high ending to season 3, and a CGC 98 for Savage Dragon 102 sold for 185 US dollars. Might not sound like a lot to you, but dude, that is quite a good sale for this book. And of course, what drew love to this is most likely the fact of the 5-page preview.
Of course. Now, I mean, finding these in the wild is what the goal is now. That's what we all wanted. That's the golden ticket right now, you know?
Yeah.
Looking for these preview ones that nobody, the shop forgot about or something, and getting in the wild. You know, it's a really cool look. I mean, there's a lot of Savage Dragon issues that people don't know about. Only real collectors that are really pick up steam in the aftermarket. Now, this one, it's only because of Invincible. And like we said, that's that franchise, another Skybound Kirkman franchise. You know, guys, they're doing good stuff, great stuff. And they're, you know, and Invincible was one of the first ones. Invincible and Walking Dead, two of the major franchises in the last 20 years.
Yep. Exactly, man. And you just nailed it all on the head. Dan Lotori in the house. What's up, brother?
So, Dan.
But yeah, man, you nailed it on the head. All the love for everything Invincible. It dominated the top 10 charts. We covered it on Tuesday with Covrprice, and the majority of the top 10 was Invincible books. So
wait till with the what's her name again comes back, and she does something to Mark.
Yeah,
wait. And then, people are gonna be about to get rocked.
And dude, I think the Thrag stuff is gonna get absolutely wild.
My god, people are it's gonna be nuts.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. But anyway, Savage Dragon 102 CGC 98 selling at 185 US dollars. And since we're on the topic of Invincible, guys, Invincible #1, I want to show you guys this. This is back in 2004. There's a Larry's Wonderful World of Comics limited edition that had dropped, and this was a 1600 print run. CGC 98 sold for 600 US dollars. This is a big jump from some of the recent sales that had taken place just prior to the Invincible Season 3, and I'm talking like $200. So it's taken more than, it's gone triple now. So CGC 98 at 600 US dollars is a pretty impressive sale. Now, Chia, before I hand this over to you, I want to read something to you guys, because I was doing a little homework on this, and it seems that this Larry's Wonderful World was completely overlooked. This came out after the actual Invincible #1 had released. And what ended up happening was I was scrolling through stuff, and I found a post by Larry's Comics, so Larry's Wonderful World of Comics, over on the CGC forums while I was doing some homework on this particular copy. And in the forum, Larry's Comics commented about this, saying back in 2003, they expanded their retail shop into the local convention business and wanted to model their shows after Fred Greenberg conventions, where the focus of the show was one guest, not an entire artist alley. So I'm going to skip through some of the other stuff. So he thought that giving away a variant comic free with admission would be a great idea and draw. So he contacted publishers. And the first show that he scheduled was in Portland, and some other artists, and has nothing to do with this. And then says that like 500 copies had arrived damaged. Anyway, so the next show, he hosted Robert Kirkman. So he had a poor experience the first time around. So the next show he booked Robert Kirkman. He agreed to print a variant to Invincible #1. The new version had hit their shop logo on it, as you can see on this cover. A cardstock cover and back cover by my pals Rich Woodall and Matt Talbot. Kirkman let me overprint the cover damages. He printed 1,600 copies. All came in pristine condition. So the first poor experience he had, he had the complete opposite this time around. The show was a flop. on their end. So it was the weekend before Christmas, just to give you a time frame, and there was a huge snowstorm. The hotel where it was hosted at also had a porn show the same weekend. So he gave out maybe 100 copies out of that 1,600 print. So he was stuck with a fairly obscure at the time 1,500 copies of Invincible number ones that he had printed. The original printing of Invincible number one was 9,000. The show variant is technically 6 times scarcer, right? But a few people own a lot of copies of this because he just,
Either way.
offloaded them. Now
Yeah.
the bulk of the print run is owned by people on the CGC forum, as he says
Yeah.
here. So it will probably never be worth anything. And this post was back in 2011. So some fun history there, guys. Sorry to go down the rabbit hole of history lessons, but I found that online and I thought that to be hilarious because when finding that, then you learn, CGC 98 is going for $600 US. He might regret having offloaded so many.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? The guy was sitting on a gold mine.
Yeah. Literally a gold mine, man. But this is a fun thing. Fun thing to have come across, man. I thought it was
it's
fun
a great story.
Right now, I wonder if that the dude Larry
does this con still go on? Because the 2 first cons don't seem to have went well.
Well, bro, it went well in my books. The guy was tied to a porn convention. Let's go, baby.
Snowstorm on the outside and a porn convention on the inside.
Let's go, man.
Who wouldn't want to be there?
It's the best of both worlds, man. But I want to shout out. I know I don't do personal shout outs too much, guys, because I don't want to chop up the show. But Marcel's in the house. It's actually his birthday today. So happy birthday, dude.
Happy birthday, Marcel.
He's literally my best friend that I grew up with. So shout out to you, Marcel. Love you. Happy birthday. Hope you had an amazing day.
And you must be a wonderful soul, Marcel, to put up with this dude.
Yeah, since like the age of 13. But yeah, man. So happy birthday, Marcel. And guys, that was actually the market report. So I hope you had some fun with that. The Invincible book was really something interesting. So shout out to Michael Baker. Shout out to Derek. More people now working under Michael Baker, it seems. So guys, feel free. Send some books. Let us see some of those fun sales, man. I literally loved when Michael Baker hit me up.
Whoa. We don't get to see them until Baker approves.
Yeah, no, it's got to be Baker approved.
Oh, Baker approved. He's not putting his name on a Baker shaker unless he sees the shaking before the baking.
Yeah, exactly. They're saying that, their eyes are everywhere, and clearly that seems to be the case.
Good work, Derek.
Yeah, shout out to everybody, especially this chat, man. I love our chats. Now we're going to get into some hot topics. I might throw in a spicy one at the end, so brace yourself.
Oh, yeah. No.
CHIA.
You want to get me riled up? That's the goal, eh?
I do. We'll see. I'll see. Depending on time, you tend to rant, so we'll see. But let's get into the hot topics. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Always.
Let's go. All right, guys, it is the hot topics of the week. So that being said, we're going to get into some of the news that broke throughout the week, some of it being spicy, some of it being MCU, DCU, and all that fun stuff related. So let's get into the first one, being that apparently Sergeant Rock is looking like it's going to be played by Colin Farrell. Now, Deadline came out saying after winning awards for his turn as the Penguin, Colin Farrell is looking to get back in business with DC and will star in the title role of Luca Guadagnino, Sergeant Rock. Now, we do want to note, yes, thank you, Deadline, because had you not told me, I wouldn't have known. But, yeah, the Penguin and obviously this side of DC are going to be two different sides, has nothing to do with anything. Now, I know people are saying, yeah, but, he just played the Penguin. I don't want to see him as the Penguin. Dude. First off, he played the Penguin tremendously well. The Penguin is probably one of the best shows of all time, in my opinion. It was just so well done. Colin Farrell, what's her name, Melody, dude. The acting was just out of this world. But I if he goes into Sergeant Rock, I don't have a problem with that. I don't have any problem. It has nothing to do. It's not the same universe. I'm good with it.
Yeah, my turn.
Absolutely. I know this means she is very ready to talk. Go.
Aren't these people tired? The people who complain.
No.
It's like 5, 6, 7 years of all you do is complain. You're getting a Sergeant Rock movie done by Luca Guad, that guy's last name, starring Colin Farrell. When in our wildest dreams did we ever think we would be getting that type of Sergeant Rock movie? And you all are complaining because they got an Emmy Award and Oscar nominated actor to do 2 roles in 2 adjacent film franchises. Enough, people. Stop. Just be happy we're getting this stuff.
Yep.
And if you don't like it, just walk away. Stop searching some connection through the database of a previous one, or getting a still of Superman's eyes being slightly cockeyed because you have a hate on for James Gunn and you love Snyder. Just experience the movies and enjoy them. And if you didn't like it, just walk away. Aren't you tired of the discourse, everybody? It's
Chia's tired.
It's exhausting. Aren't you guys tired? I'm exhausted hearing you guys complain.
Yeah.
Like, this movie's going to rock. It's going to rock.
You went with a pun there, didn't you?
No, I didn't go with a pun. It's going to rock because the creators involved are incredible.
Yeah. I love it,
You know?
dude. I'm so tired of everybody bitching, and that's one of the hot topics that I want to get into at the end. When I said it's going to get spicy, we are going to get spicy at the end, because I'm just so tired of some shit.
No, Cliff, you're messing with me. There's no way someone thought it was Will Ferrell. Impossible.
No, imagine.
You can't be. If that's the case, we're shutting down the stream. It's over. We're going. Jerland, BC is doing it all by himself. It's impossible.
That would be hilarious if it was Will Ferrell. That would be terrible. It would be the end of DC right out the gate. But yeah, anyway, so this is pretty interesting news. Now, up next, guys, Invincible. We were talking about it. Season 3 came to end on such a high, and already the anticipation for season 4 is tremendous. Now, it's officially going to be released in 2026, and we saw a little post here on the left-hand side of the screen where you see Invincible will return for season 4. Should be sometime in 2026. Voice acting is complete. There may be a new storyline not in the comic featuring Dark Blood. So that is a nice little twist. Thrag has been casted. Invincible has also been cast. So, yeah. That's
I love that idea. I love that branching out a little bit with a new character, with the character in a different direction. Look, Invincible, I know everybody was complaining about season 2. The animation was a little bit iffy, and they got better in season 3. Look, I mean, animation takes long, guys. That's why Spider-Verse is taking long to get that quality animation. Sometimes it looks janky some places, they got to cut corners. The only issue I had with season 2 is that they divided it up in 2 because they wanted to get you half the season during the Amazon ad launch, right?
Yeah.
So they wanted to, so that kind of disrupted it, especially because it's a short season. And then doing 4 episodes and 4 episodes kind of was a little bit, it broke up the rhythm of it. But I mean, it's still been an incredible show. The book was incredible. The show is following suit. It deals with like real kind of issues. I can't wait for season 4. Just bring it all on. Like, I mean, Invincible goes through so much. It's like Peter Parker meets Superman. It's just so well done, And I'm loving that the world is appreciating this and getting to see this. And it's one of the reasons why I always say Amazon Prime is way better for these kind of stuff than Netflix. And I get terrified when Netflix gets the product instead of Amazon, because The Boys was incredible.
Yep.
Invincible is incredible. Way better than either would have been on any other thing.
Yeah, I think that plays a big role, bro. The platform that they're on, like Netflix would have probably fucking
Fallout too. Sorry, Fallout as well. Another great show. Phenomenal. Amazon's doing some great genre stuff right now. Look, Arcane was pretty. The animated one was pretty good on Netflix, but it wasn't the same level as this. I mean, these are great quality stuff. So I'm glad that I can't wait for this to come out. I mean, season 4. Can't wait.
Yeah. Same, man. So obviously, like I said, the hype train is already kicked off with season 4 for Invincible. So that's exciting, guys. Keep an eye out. 2026. May we all make it together to 2026. And Yeah, I look forward to this. But anyways, up next, very quickly, I want to touch base on this. You were talking some Amazon, but I want to remind everybody that God of War, the live action series, has been greenlit for 2 seasons at Amazon Prime Video. So that's huge news. Bro, I'm speaking to a Greek tonight, man. You know what it is, bro. The Greek gods, bro. God of War, they cannot fuck this up.
They won't. Again, I said about Amazon. They're not. They know what they're doing. They're investing because they want. They have so much. Amazon and Apple just have so much money that they're banking. I remember watching somebody who was discussing TV in general, and he said the difference between Amazon and even Disney, Amazon, Disney, and Apple versus Netflix is Netflix only business is producing content. All the other three, it's a small time part of their thing.
Yeah.
You know, Disney has theme parks, rides, this, that, a million other things, and a streaming service. Apple is a worldwide juggernaut, you know? Oh, and we can afford to lose $1 billion on streaming a year. And Amazon has its own thing going, makes $1 billion a day, you know? So they're not going to mess this up. I mean, they messed up a little bit of Lord of the Rings first season, and the second season they recalibrated, and it was incredible compared to the first season.
Yeah.
Like, they know what they're doing. They know what these franchises mean. And now they're attempting to get like franchises under the stable. Invincible, The Boys. Now they got Generation V, Gen V. Now they're spawning out this stuff. This thing is gonna be incredible.
No, for sure, dude. I really cannot wait. Dude, they cannot mess this up. The casting is right. Yeah, the casting is gonna be crucial. Yes, JF is right, saying that Netflix documentaries are very good, which I can't help but agree.
Yeah.
But man, the casting for Kratos is going to be crucial. I see so much talk about, we're wrestling fans. You like wrestling. Triple H playing Kratos.
No. We want a guy who can act.
He's got the look. He's got the look. He's got the look.
Give a guy a couple of rounds of roids and shave his head and a beard, and he's going to look the same way as No. Someone who can act.
There you go. Look at that. You got the look.
Yeah, he definitely has the look. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't want to see Triple H as Kratos. I don't think he's got the acting chops. Definitely has
and the Wheel of Time. Gregory's bringing the fire too. The Wheel of Time is also very good. You're right, Gregory.
Yep, I love this, man. See, the chat is the best part of the show.
Well, man. Especially Alex, who agrees with me twice. So I'm taking Alex is legit. That's it.
Yeah, guys, you're. This guy's
not feeding my ego at all, Alex. Don't worry about it.
His head that barely fits on this square. But anyways,
that's genetics. It's not ego.
Yeah. Let's keep it rolling, guys. Comic related stuff. I don't know if you saw this, but new Marvel Rivals Ignite comic book takes heroes back in time to Japan for an all new adventure. So they're dropping a Marvel Rivals Ignite #1. It's a new comic book one shot spinning out of the mega popular Marvel Rivals video game and featuring new in-game designs by Peach Momoko that arrives in June of this year. Now, what's pretty fun about this, obviously all the fans for Marvel Rivals are going to be able to dive deeper into it with this issue. The superhero team-based PvP shooter from Marvel Games and NetEase Games is a certified global phenomenon. That goes without saying. But here we're going to have, Momoko, who is behind most of these designs. So I think that's exciting, whether you're a fan or not of Momoko. In Marvel Rivals Ignite #1, Momoko's new wave of in-game costumes takes center stage in a trio of stories by Momoko and fellow Japanese comic creators Yuji Kaku, Mitsuyasu Sakai, and Ryusei Yamada. A breathtaking spotlight of artistic talent presented in black and white, with each chapter showcasing a different third color. So this comes out in June. If you guys are fans of this, I think this is a good time. Can't go wrong. Marvel Rivals, dude, it looks like they're all in, eh?
Well, one thing before we go on the Marvel Rivals thing that they're all in, it's really cool that there's a third color in each one of the chapters.
Yeah,
I think that's really cool idea. I like that they're taking this thing, which is usually just like a tie-in, like they throw a throwaway tie-in for money grab.
Yeah.
and they're trying to put some artistic merit to it, you know?
Yeah.
And again, I'll say this. Anything Peach does, at the very least, is interesting. It may not be good, but it's interesting. And it's with artistic integrity. Because I always maintain Peach is more of an artist than she is a comic book artist. I always say that. So I think that's really cool. As far as going all in on Marvel Rivals, listen, I'm a content junkie. Yeah. I love movies. I love TV shows. I watch all the kind of stuff. Like Severance just came back. It was incredible. The season finale was off the charts. I watched even the good stuff. I watched even mediocre stuff like Big Bang Theory, you know? But the reality is, for comics, video games are a bigger driver of sales.
Yes.
There's a crossover there.
Yep.
People who, you know, that's why they sell comics in EB Games and GameStop. Yep. The pop figures. The crossover is there. So it makes sense now that they hit a massive hit like this, a cultural phenomenon, they want to funnel people using this. Incorporating Peach as well with the manga aspect makes complete sense. We just had a small show, our first show at a small con we had at the Harry's Montreal Warehouse Con, right? And there were 3 different people who came to us looking for Momoko stuff. It was the only artist. Oh, sorry, one of our people came looking for Stegman, but Momoko was the one that was asked by 3 different people.
That's interesting.
All Momoko stuff.
Yeah,
she drives people. People who are Momoko fans come for her.
Yep.
It's not Todd level because, as we know, Baker is a different ball game. But she brings in a lot of people, and that's why they're doing it.
For sure, man. But I think, you know, gaming fans and those who love Marvel Rivals are definitely going to be looking forward to this one. I saw Ollie calling me out on how I said the Mitsuyasu Yasure Tikanis, bro. Come on, bro.
Ollie doesn't miss a chance.
Doesn't.
Bro,
I love it.
Everybody's catching shots from Ollie.
I love it. Keep it coming. But all right, let's move on. This is something I wanted to make sure you were on for tonight because Avengers Doomsday directors confirm Iron Man's death is part of Doctor Doom's story. Now, this only puts emphasis on the theory you brought the other time you were on the show. So if you guys circle back to the last time Chia was on the show, he was talking about how Doctor Doom is most likely dreamwalking through Tony's body in the main timeline. And it seems more and more like that just might come to fruition as we look into this, right?
Look, I don't know if it's going to be dreamwalking there, but it looks very likely because they're mentioning that the death now is connected to Doom. And I believe they introduced the theory of the concept of anchor beings, and that was introduced or talked about, I think, a year before Deadpool and Wolverine came out, right? Which is about the time that they were thinking about casting RDJ, because I believe the concept of anchor beams was created just to give the reason for Doom to take Tony's body or Tony's or resurrect Tony in some way. I believe that's the key, because Tony is the anchor beam of the 616, and he needs the 616 because it's probably the sacred timeline, and therefore it needs to survive to be able to do what he wants when he wants to save the multiverse. That's where I think the crux of the story is, and it's not my idea. The anchor beam part was kind of what I added. My friend thought about the dream walking, and I think that it's actually right, because now they mentioned this, that Iron Man's death is connected, so they're playing off that death. And then I think they also mentioned something about RDJ is the only one that could have played this Doom, and that he's Doom. So I think that there's going to be a connection somehow.
Yeah, like I said, your theory's starting to make more and more sense. So I'm curious as we get closer. If that plays out, I will circle back to the episode and be like, "Oh, look, this guy's so smart," and then his head's gonna explode. Because
again, I say it's not my. I just added the anchor beam part for the reason, the made up MacGuffin reason, like, you know. But I want to say something else too. they didn't need to make RDJ Doom, guys.
No, they
The
didn't.
multiverse is the reason for RDJ to come back as any variant of Tony they wanted. By putting him as Doom, they're taking the harder road. So therefore, they have a story reason. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to nail the story reason. The story reason could fail.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is they chose this route for a reason. So all those people who like half-handedly and like, oh, they wanted to bring RDJ back because it's whatever. The multiverse gives you the ability to bring back any character at any time you want, any actor. They didn't need to do this. This is harder to do.
Yeah.
So they chose this because, again, the Russos think they have an interesting story for it.
Yeah, and
Let's see.
Yeah, it seems to be the case. So I'm looking forward to it, man. Ollie's saying he won't be able to surpass his acting for Tony Stark, though. So that's going to be a big challenge.
I don't know. RDJ, I don't think has acted poorly in any role he's done. He was even good in that Juror movie or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. I forget the title.
Yeah,
but,
with Robert Duvall. Like, he was good in that. Like, dude, RDJ was, like, born to act. He was the it thing in the 80s, and then he became a cokehead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he was going to be the Brad Pitt before Brad Pitt was around, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that was him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was perfect as Iron Man, yes.
Yeah, I can't help but agree with you and with everybody here, man. What Dan's saying, what's still surprising is Avengers 1 remains undervalued. It's fun to go back and watch for sure, but let's move on.
No, I think he means the actual book, by the way.
Oh, yeah, for sure. 100%.
Yeah.
But anyways, we'll move on from the Doom stuff. I want to get into this because we were talking about Sadie Sink being cast for Spider-Man 4. Now fans are speculating that she could be playing the daughter of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, Mayday Parker, and we dove into a little bit of a discussion there regarding that. Share.
I think, I've been seeing some people talking about that's a female villain, so it's going to be the one that was the main villain of Spider Island. It's going to be a Battle World story, according to everybody, what everybody's talking about.
Yeah.
So if it's a Battle World story, it makes sense that it would be Spider Island. And it makes sense that Sadie Sink would be Mayday Parker. Right? So I believe also Spider-Man 4, I know, is directed by Daniel Creston. Is that his...
exactly.
And I believe he's really tight with Simu Liu, and he was supposed to do Shang-Chi too. And Shang-Chi plays a big role in Spider Island.
Yep.
So I wouldn't be surprised if Spider-Man 4 sees a team up between Shang-Chi and Spider-Man, and we get Mayday Parker as the third character, or it could be Firestar. But the more that I think that if it's a multiverse story, I think they're probably going to end up going with Mayday Parker. She ends up being there, and maybe that's how we bring in Toby again as a second run for the Secret Wars. And I think we're going to end up seeing Mayday Parker. It tracks. She got the red hair. She looks young. She's spunky. I think and I actually believe. See, one of the things that people forget is Spider-Man's alone right now.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to play up the fact that he's lonely and immersed in the Spider-Man persona. He has nothing outside. And I think seeing that he has a child and that his other version, kind of like they did with like Miles and seeing the older Peter and Peter Benjamin Parker, it kind of brings Peter out of the shell and realizing, oh, I could have a life, right? Despite the dangers that I bring into the people who I love. And I think maybe that brings him a little bit outside of it. I think that and the fact that I even think the fact that he's lonely will play into the fact that I think Doom will use that against him to try and seduce him, right? Though maybe Doom remembers who he is and it's his only person and he, adores Tony. I think that might also play into the fact that his loneliness. I think Peter's going to be a bigger character in this storyline than we think, actually.
Yeah, totally, man. I think that tie that you make with Simu Liu there, the actor who plays Shang-Chi, I think that really.
I think we're getting Spider Island. I think it's happening.
Yeah, it would really work well. So we'll see if that's what's going to take place, man. But JF saying that Peter has to be lonely because that's Spider-Man, and that's exactly it, man. Nothing.
No, it doesn't have to be lonely. Are you reading Ultimate Spider-Man? Are you reading Ultimate
I
Spider-Man?
am.
Does he have to be? Is he
No,
lonely in that?
that's the Spider-Man we've always wanted, and we're finally getting it through Hickman. But I mean, anything in the main timeline has been shit now for Spider-Man.
No, Straczynski had a Spider-Man run where he was married to the MJ, and they were not lonely. They had a great couple. They were a great couple.
Yeah, but obviously that had
down
to go
on your
sideways.
luck doesn't mean you're lonely. Lonely is lonely. It's different.
Fair. That's fair. Very fair. But we'll see if this plays out. Now, guys, I want to talk something. I said we were going to get spicy. We will get spicy, but first we're going to get a little cheesy because I don't know if you guys saw this, okay? I avoided talking about this a few weeks ago.
You're such a dad.
Yeah. I avoided talking about this a few weeks ago. This is messed up stuff, guys. I can't believe this actually sold. We had a golden sale take place.
What is happening?
Yeah, on this Cheetozard. So it's basically a Cheeto that's shaped like Charizard, sold at $87,840. Could you imagine opening yourself? I want to know who thought, I just opened a bag of Cheetos. Let me try selling this thing that's so weird.
What are you talking about?
Bro,
it's not a card?
No, this sold. It was just a Cheeto. A damn Cheeto. And you know what's the best part? This guy made $87,839 because this bag of Cheetos probably cost him $1. And he had the rest of that bag. He ate that shit and sold this for that much.
How? That's madness.
So,
it's madness.
Like I said, I avoided talking about this, but I'm just what's equally blowing my mind is if you go on eBay and look, I showed you guys the bags of chips, man. What's going on?
What are you talking about?
Have we lost our minds, guys? Now, maybe we're doing it wrong. Maybe comics just isn't it, man. But I'm seeing people doing like live bag openings of Cheetos.
No,
bro. This is the world we're in. We need to address this. We need to have this conversation.
This needs to stop today.
This is happening. Yeah, exactly. Leftero was saying he would have made quick work of that Cheeto and not even think of putting it on eBay, but just ate it as a happy man.
You know how many? I have a bag of Cheetos jalapeno in my other room. I'm gonna go break it open and start looking like it's diamonds.
This is
Ma. It has to look like this, Ma. The meatloaf.
But I have no idea where we're going as a society. It's very concerning. But
I'm never gonna talk about someone spending a G on a comic book again.
No.
Spawn collectors are not crazy. I'm sorry, guys.
No.
So, Mr. Baker, I am sorry for everything I said about you and your fellow Spawn collectors. Nothing is crazier than this.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, no, it's complete madness. I saw this and I like I said, I avoided talking about it because it had nothing to do with comics. But then, you know what? We're all, hobby collectors, whatever you want to call it. This is completely wild. The bags of chips now selling for a premium. Like, it's just complete madness. Apparently, people are now shaping Cheetos. Like, they're making them different designs. Dude, I saw people selling, like, Cheetos shaped as dicks. I don't know what the hell's going on. But anyways, that is something that is happening.
Is amazing. I'm crying. It's amazing.
It's absolutely crazy. Now,
I had no idea what you're talking about. I thought that was a card that you got in a pack.
No, man.
I'm like, it's a 9/8 or something, and whatever. And I'm like, that makes sense,
No, that was
like a cross promotion. I thought that was a cross promotion.
Dude, Swaggle actually did an entire video on that, and he did a phenomenal job on it, like breaking it down and everything. And it's just crazy to see that people have gone this route. Now, I told you I wanted to get into a little bit more I'm not spicier conversations, but I'm bringing up Previews World for you guys, and I don't know if you guys order directly off of Previews World, or maybe you have some kind of agreement with your shops or whatever, or just in general. I don't know how you guys are ordering, but you might want to keep an eye out, because everyone that I know that's dealing with Diamond is telling me it's getting extra messy now. So it's kind of hard. Like, I'll give you guys just a little example. We were talking about that Superman book, right? Just before. And as you could see, Superman, Summer of Superman special number 1, you have the unlockable bundle of 25, but like it's not, you don't see any of the other covers here. So I know a lot of shops have Lunar accounts, Penguin accounts, but it just seems like the diamond stuff is getting rough. So keep an eye out. Just keep an eye out. I know a lot of people use Previews World as their main, but I would encourage everybody to just check Previews World. Check maybe if you're local shops like Comic Legion. You guys upload the entire list of FOC through, you're working multiple accounts, so you've got like your Lunar, your Penguin, your Diamond. So you just
Tuesday, I think the site is pushed live with the initial one, and then Thursday night or Friday we push the updated covers. So we pretty much nailed most 90% of the stuff by then.
Yeah, but I just wanted to bring this up because people are saying they stopped using Previews World. As much as I hate to say it, man, it's something that I'm doing as well too. Like I'm shying away from it. Legion in the chat saying, we handcraft our FOC list, and that's exactly it. You're now seeing shops having to go through multiple sites to gain what's happening, and set up their stuff, inventory, etc. It's a lot of work. It's really a lot of work. So shout out to all the shops that are grinding through this, because I think we as collectors don't realize this. So I just wanted to give that kudos.
It's definitely a lot of work. I see Lefteros going through it all the time because he manages most of that. Shops were very hesitant to even leave Diamond because of the facility, the how easy Previews World was for them. I believe they had Previews World and another portal as well. So they liked it so much that they didn't want to change, right? Our customers like it, yada, yada, yada. It's easy for us to order, and nobody likes change, right, in life. So that was one of the biggest things. Even though it's a very older system, they people still were used to it. So they didn't want change, right? And now when you're not up to date and you're not putting up the books properly, and look, I don't know what's happening in Diamond. I mean, they might have had to cut employees. Like they're in bankruptcy protection, right? They're fighting for their lives.
Yep.
So it makes sense. Some of the stuff like the website may be falling by the wayside in priorities there. So unfortunately, that's the cost of the position they're in right now. So I mean, there's a lot of turmoil, definitely, and this is just a byproduct of that. And hopefully, we can, find a way through this. That's the goal here. For everybody involved, less people losing their jobs, back to a better, more stable system. But yeah, definitely, Comic Legion does definitely handcraft our list because we want to give the option to our customers to be up to date as possible.
Yeah, DC Comics has been off for a long time since they left Diamond, so that's been pretty rough. Yeah. Now Image seems to be doing the same, and this is the snowball effect. We saw this coming as well, right? When we saw the news breaking about Diamond going bankrupt, claiming Chapter 11, etc., you knew this was coming. So it's looking like it's only getting messier.
That's an interesting rumor from about Todd.
So Scotty Do in the chat saying, I heard a rumor Todd McFarlane put a bid to buy Diamond. Have you guys heard anything about that? I haven't. That would be very interesting to see if Todd McFarlane actually would acquire that. That would be.
Does that mean that I would assume that Image will then go back exclusive to Diamond?
Yeah.
Eventually, once the deal is up with Lunar. I mean, look, I gotta say the Lunar production and the Lunar shipping and everything is immaculate. It's a joy.
Yeah,
like their shipping is wonderful.
Yeah, Legion in the chat saying Dynamite is one of the most challenging for us. They add and change FOC offerings very late each week, and that is something that's very true. I know even Lefteros brings it up every now and then.
Right, Scotty? Yeah, there he goes. Yeah. It's incredible how the packaging, the books arrive in such great shape. As a shop owner, the high ratios bagged and boarded for you when they're shipped. They're a fulfillment / shipping company, distributor that's thinking for the comic industry prior, and I've had very little complaints about I call it the Penguin, in our experience with them. But they're Penguin Random House,
Yeah.
a Penguin. They're doing all books, so comics are a very small slither of it, and they only doing it because they want to get the graphic novel and other IP from Marvel, anyways.
Yeah, exactly. Now this is another thing because there's the article over on Bleeding Cool, but Legion saying this was something Bleeding Cool reported, but is not a sourced article. Rich Johnson said he heard from insiders. So until we get further news, right now it's just rumor based. So we're gonna see what ends up happening, but it would be interesting if that would be the case. Now,
yeah, toy distribution. That's a good point, Derek. That makes sense.
yeah, we could end the show right now, but there's
We're
a
not.
question. There's a question I want to get off my chest. I need to ask you and the chat, those of you catching the replay, because it's something I notice a lot of, and I'm just curious. I want to gauge here, right? I'm not starting shit. Not tonight. I'm not. I'm tired. But
Are you? You look like you're ready to go.
no, I'm not. But you know, I find the YouTube space has gotten quite interesting. I find social media has gotten interesting within collecting, our hobby. What I tend to see a lot of is those that like to thumbs down on the hobby itself. Everyone's shitting on it, and it seems drama seems to be the main thing. Not many people tuning in for the sake of the actual comics anymore, and people tend to enjoy the other side of things. I'm curious if that's what you guys really do enjoy. What happened along the way, because back in, we'll say, 2021, 2022, watching content was very comic based, less drama based, and it seems that it's shifted completely, and people really enjoy that. I love comics. I've been called out for being too positive sometimes, because when it comes to comics, dude, I love it. The content we're getting, I dreamed of such shit when I was a kid. I didn't think I'd be watching movies of the Avengers and all this fun stuff taking place, things we grew up reading, we're getting to see. So my question to you guys is, what is it that you really enjoy tuning into? I hope that you enjoy tuning in to hear us talk comics and all this fun
Well, I
stuff.
hope so.
But Chia, you and I have had these conversations off air a few times, and it seems like that's the fad. It's the easy clickbait stuff. Do you guys enjoy that? That's my question.
For me, I can't stand it. Like I I have never watched one of those drama videos. I even think the videos where they're exposing some made up conspiracy in the PGX or CGC are ridiculous. And I'll tell you why. Mistakes. Every business has them. They're just mistakes. People screw up. A lot of people screw up. And then people get upset because it's their book and they want a better grade. And then they think it's some kind of conspiracy against them for some other people. No, man. They're regular people having a bad day. They gave you a bad grade. All that drama where one creator hates another creator and this and that and cynical. And then they make a video about the other person's video in some incestuous circle of hate and complaining. Who has time to surround your life with that much drama for things that don't concern you? Read the actual comic instead. You'll enjoy yourself.
Yeah, for myself, it's gotten to the point where I literally I see shit taking place on social media, and I'm like, yo, we're grown men, and we're coming off on such a horrific manner, right? Like it looks fucking childish, stupid, idiotic, whatever you want to call it. For myself, I have no interest, and I steer clear of it, not because I want to be the innocent guy. No, I don't give a fuck. If anything, trust me, if we're gonna drop gloves, we're dropping gloves. But it's not my point. My point is, like, I'm seeing so much more negativity. It's almost hard to even want to continue to follow a majority of people on social media. And drama. You go to conventions, there's drama. There's just so much drama. I feel like I'm in high school again. I don't know if you guys feel that, and I'm
Of course.
happy. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm not asking this question because I'm planning on changing formats. So guys, don't worry about that. But I'm really happy to see that some of you in the chat feel the same way, man. You know what I mean? Like it's just strange how what was once based on comics and having fun within the hobby is now turning into it's like schools versus schools, this gang versus that gang. It's so weird.
I watch the channels that I enjoy,
Yeah,
that talk about comics. Now, I mean, and it goes on across the spectrum. By the way, it's not just in the geek genres. In every kind of thing you're talking about, whether it's movies, there are channels that just want to complain about something. The complaining is how they generate more clicks. That's just the reality, because people want to find another thing to commiserate with. And I've said this many times on this channel right here, dude. There's so much content. There's so much comics for you to read. Just find the ones you want. Like, dude, if you don't like this, the indies are flying off the shelves. They're amazing.
Yeah,
like 5 or 6 indies that are going on right now. If you don't like what Marvel's doing, there's DC's hitting it. If you don't like what DC's doing, then Ghost Machine. There's something for you everywhere. Same as your TV shows.
Yeah. So Nick, since you're on the topic of content, indie books flying off the shelves and all these things, this is what I'm getting at. Okay. I feel like right now what's happening among the YouTubers, the Instagrammers, and all that fun stuff. I feel like everybody's just crapping on the hobby to get clicks and likes, like you said, and then you see everybody like with their torches in the comments, like, "Yeah, I agree with you," or whatever, and then they're in another channel saying, "I love comics," though, which I don't understand the approach, to be honest. But for me,
I gotta just say something.
Yeah,
I think Hush just hit like 500,000 pre-sales.
400,000 plus.
Invincible, Battle Beast, 400,000. The Ultimate Universe hits over 100K every month. Like, dude, there's plenty of comics that are making mad sales. I think people are living in a weird bubble. I don't think the loud voices on the social media or YouTube are indicative of larger community out there. Okay, I mean, now I'm not saying that the sales haven't dipped, but the sales are dipping because the economy is struggling, consumer confidence is struggling, inflation. There's other reasons so that comics are an extra purchase, right? So you may have to cut somewhere, and that I won't go see a movie this week. I'll go see less movies. I'll go see less. I'll eat out once less, and I'll buy two less books or 5 less books. And that's a normal behavior of a human being because he has a budget to deal, And then weird people online who have weird agendas then seize on a dip in sales and say, "See, I was right. Everything is terrible." And then because they want to make sales and they want to have clicks and they want to reinforce this stupid thing that they're talking about.
What I never understood is how people who are comic content creators, because that's the reality, is that you're here creating content based on comics, are the ones shitting all over it. And it's like you want the industry to tank when that's what your content is based on. So when the industry, let's say you were right, and maybe it does tank. Let's pretend tomorrow all comics close the doors. What content are you creating next, bro? You're going to go start a TikTok and be an influencer. I don't know what you're going to do, but it's just not a normal approach. But anyways, I don't care for that sake of things. What I care for is I feel that the majority of people that are really coming forward and just creating drama and nonsense that has nothing to do with comics or shitting on comics, saying that comics are dying, screw comics, look, I was right, comics this are bad, blah, blah, blah. I really feel like this is just their way of convincing other people to agree with their new narrative of I've just cut out new comics, so new comics are bad, right? It's going to fit my agenda and my point of view because I don't want to buy new comics anymore, so I need to validate and justify myself. Let's start a cult. You know what I mean? It's just it's kind of weird. It's a weird approach.
People don't want to work.
Yeah.
Buying older books is often easier. You buy a large collection, you're buying it pennies on the dollar, you're selling it for $20, $30 more, right? And you're making money.
Yeah.
That's the reality. The new book, you got to be reading the comic book. You got to be paying attention to what the creators are, what the characters are doing, and then figuring out what the book's going to be. So these dudes were buying things in the pandemic, okay? So you're buying a book on release, and 5 days later, you're making 20 times your money. It was like you're basically fishing with dynamite. You know, it made no sense. And then when things got hard that first year after the pandemic, right? And before everybody adjusted in their ordering strategy, and there was a glut of books because you're ordering based on the year before for all the stores, right? And every book was readily available. Yep. Then they got screwed because they got stuck with a whole bunch of dead stock that they didn't like. So, right? And then the creator and then the publishing companies weren't producing as good books. But I'll go on record and say this, and I said it, I remember in our chat, when I looked at the publishing schedule in 2024, I said, dude, there seems to have a lot of launches this year. This thing looks like it's going to be crazy this year. And I was proven right. And I didn't even know that Absolute was coming. And I didn't even know that we had Beneath the Trees coming. I didn't even know that we would have things like Doom coming, right? It was obvious that 2024, the adjustment was made by the publishers, and they said, we're going to produce higher quality stuff with bigger name creators on the products, right? And make a real concerted push. And books have been incredible for the last year and a half.
Yeah.
Will it continue? I don't know. I'm really interested in Imperial coming out at the end of the year. You know, we're just getting into year 2 of what Hickman's going to plan on doing with Ultimate Universe. Like that stuff seems to me like it's going to be keep going 100%. Yeah. So I think these dudes got lazy.
Yeah.
And instead of taking the hit and saying we didn't fucking adjust, they started saying, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
I agree. I want to touch on 2 last points before we wrap it up. But one thing is, Derek, this is a perfect example of why I think these discussions are great. So, example, drama between YouTubers or drama where people are just bashing comics for no absolute reason that makes no sense. In fact, if they would actually do their homework, I think they dude, if they actually read a comic, they probably put out better content. That's my opinion. But Derek saying, example, you know, drama when it pertains to things like discussions, CGC, acetate gate, all that stuff. That is great convo for the hobby. Those are the drama conversations we should be having. When things impact our hobby in a negative light, when people are doing shady shit, I am all for calling that out. That is the most important thing. I don't want nobody to get burned. So if somebody's doing something strange on their whatnot and somebody's getting screwed, yes, put the spotlight on this. Let's make sure it comes to an end. If CGC is doing some weird things, let's put a spotlight on that. The swap outs, I'm so happy that was caught, right? People like 99 Newsstand calling things out. These are good things. You know what I mean? These are the type of things that we want for our benefits for within the hobby. But to call out the hobby as being trash or whatever, to me, it doesn't add up, bro. I don't even know why you're creating content.
It's impossible that you're reading books now and thinking that they're bad. It's impossible. Every week there's at least 3 to 4 legit great comics. Again, you could come out and say comics are overpriced for the collector. Comics are not as well produced as they were before in paper quality. Those are all logical takes. 100%.
Yeah.
Coming out and saying the quality of the written word and the drawings is not up to snuff means you're not reading the material.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, spot on. Because in my humble opinion, I think that right now we are being spoiled with the stories that we're getting. There's great stories taking place.
The moon is following us. Guys, there's like legit star-making books out every week.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. Anyways, that's it. I'm done with this conversation.
Yeah, not a problem.
I'm almost as done with these conversations as I am with the people complaining about Colin Farrell for Sergeant Rock.
Yeah, that would be horrific. But on my end, guys, like I said, I've been called out for being too positive when it comes to comics. Guys, I disconnect from the real world to come and talk about comics that I care about. This is a hobby I like. So I'm here to have a good time. I encourage everybody to do the same. If comics is not for you, dip the fuck out and go and talk about something else. Maybe
yes!
art, maybe something else. Yes, go ahead. Exactly. I'll follow you. I'll make sure and support you. But if you're just gonna continue to do that, I don't give a shit. That's just my opinion. Do I get into drama? No. I steer clear of it simply because
Except with me.
I couldn't care. You, I will always go to war with.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go, bro. We're,
yeah.
we're gonna go to war for sure. Battle Beast style.
But anyway, so I'm just curious, guys. If you're catching the replay, let me know what you guys think of this interesting topic, because we all see it. We open social media and there's every day something. It's just absolute madness. I don't understand why, but yeah, is what it is. But guys, that was the show. Chia, thank you so much. Always great times, great conversations. I want to remind everybody, like I said, May 12th. Mark it down on your calendar. Go and subscribe to the YouTube channel in the description of this video. It's the Comic Legion YouTube channel. I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna host a show with the boys. Lefteros himself is gonna be there as well. Lefteros hosts every Monday night with Chia Pet.
I gotta say, you saying Lefteros will be there as if I'm chopped liver, and as if he's the draw.
You're the supporting actor, bro. On that
is a little bit of. I'm just saying, it's a little bit. An insult to me. That's all. I'm gonna say it.
Yeah, I if I was yelling, I apologize. Comic recluse.
Oh, you haven't been to my house.
yeah. This guy's always yelling. But guys, like I was saying, check out the YouTube channel, subscribe, because every Monday 7 p.m. Eastern time, the boys are going live. On the 12th, we're gonna do some live rips for the Battle Beast, so that's gonna be fun. And yeah, guys, don't forget. Hit the comments, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if it's your first time hanging out. And I will be live on Tuesday and Thursday this week over on Covrprice. Next Sunday, back.
I don't watch those.
Yeah, apparently. That's what I just found out while live on the show with you, bro. So I appreciate you so much. But guys,
I chat with you in those chats. Stop.
Yeah. Have yourselves a great week, everybody.
When the Habs are playing, I'm not watching. Okay, bye, guys.
That's fair. Peace. Adios.